Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review on Little Women of LA, Season 8, Episode 3, I think it is. Yep, Episode 3. The title of this episode is Ghosts, Guns, and Girls Trip. Alright, this episode starts out with Tara and Jasmine going shopping. After they're done shopping, they're sitting down for a bite to eat. And this time Jasmine is wearing an appropriate outfit. Always got this TV on. Let me turn it off. Oh my gosh, stupid TV. Distracting for me. Alright. So this time Jasmine is wearing an appropriate outfit. Our outfit is fine for a mother or for a grown person, you know? Not for a hoochie mama. Anyway, Tara started talking about Mika, and she thought that Mika would have loved Christy's daughter's skating birthday party. So she decides to give Mika a call. So while she's on the phone with Mika, Mika invites the girls out to visit her in her hometown. Her hometown, the name of her hometown is Placerville. Never ever heard of that, but the name of the hometown is Placerville. Jasmine is not happy about that. She told Tara she'd have to think about whether or not she's going on this trip, because of course she does not like Mika. As a matter of fact, she says she hates Mika, and then when she realized what she said, she's like, oh, no, I don't hate her. But yeah, you hate her. Anyway, the only people that should really dislike Mika is Tanya and Christy, because I think last season they showed clips of this. I don't think I saw this that last season, but they showed clips of Mika shoving food in Christy's face and saying that she peed in Tanya's drink. So those are the only two people that should have a problem with Mika, and they seem to be fine with Mika. But for some reason, Jasmine, I'm going to call Jasmine a jerk. I'm going to call her Jerky Jasmine, seemed to have a problem with Mika. Still, after she didn't call her, she called her a puta. It's a Spanish word, and I looked it up. Puta means whore, prostitute. So I don't know if she called her a whore or if she called her a bitch, but I'm going to say she called her a whore, prostitute, bitch. That's what I'm saying she called her. And she doesn't seem remorseful of that. And I think she owes Mika an apology. But anyway, next up we see Tanya at a talent agency. Tanya said that she used to act when she was in her teens, and she missed doing that, so now she's trying to get back into it. So she signs up with this talent agency. So next thing we see is Elena and Preston at their house, and Preston is cleaning up while spoiled Elena is just sitting around. And he asks her if she's excited about going on this trip, and she says no, she's not excited about going on the trip. She'd rather stay home. She says she regrets saying that she would go. She'd rather stay home and be with the kids than be with her husband. So Elena tells Preston, she says, don't feed the kids any junk food, and make sure the house is spotless when I get back. She is spoiled Elena. That's what I'm going to call her. Jerky Jasmine and spoiled Elena. So next up we see Jasmine and Tara. They go to it looked like an antique store to get a gift for Jasmine. No, to get a gift for Mika. And Jasmine, Jerky Jasmine, is suggesting these horrible gifts for Mika. And Tara is going up to bat for her friend. She's like, why do you dislike Mika so much? And she said, oh, because she plays prank on people and da-da-da-da-da. But Tara said, well, she hasn't done anything to you. So you have no reason to be mad with her, to be upset with her, or to dislike her. And she just can't, she has no reason why she disliked Mika. So next thing we see is the girls are at the airport at Placerville at the airport, and Mika comes to pick them up, and she picks them up in this big vehicle. It looks like a Humvee, a convertible Humvee on these monster tires. It's too big for a regular woman, much less a little woman, but they all pile in and get in. And while they're driving through the town, they're looking at town. The town looks like an old western town, you know, and they get to this hotel, the hotel that they're staying at, and it was built in 1857, and it hasn't been upgraded at all. There's no pool, there's no spa, there's no room service, and there's only one guy at the front desk, and he's the employee for the entire hotel. And Jasmine is not happy about that. And he's telling them that there's a ghost, and the ghost has a tendency of pinching women's behind. I think he's the ghost, is what I think. I think he is the ghost. Anyway, they get to their room. Jasmine, Jerky Jasmine and Spoiled Elena are sharing a room. And Jasmine is afraid of ghosts. Every sound she hears, she runs screaming. If there really were a ghost, there was a ghost, and she's afraid of the ghost, her running is not going to stop the ghost from getting her or hurting her. You know, tiny legs running. She can't run from a ghost. Just stand there and let that ghost do whatever that ghost want to do. She's running and screaming at every little sound she hears. She's annoying. And she's a jerk. So, Mika tells the girls that they're going to have dinner with her mom and dad. Her mom and dad, they're going to come over to her house to have dinner with her and her mom and dad. Her mom and dad's going to cook dinner for them. So they get to Jasmine's house, and you know, they're sitting around eating and talking, and Jasmine has the nerve to give advice to Mika's daughters. She could not give anybody in my family any kind of advice, because she called me a whore prostitute bitch. So how is she gonna give advice to my kids? Shouldn't be giving my advice to my kids. No, take your advice and shove them somewhere where the sun don't shine. No, don't give my kids advice after you call me a whore prostitute bitch. No. So Mika told the girls that she have lots of fun activities planned for them, and tomorrow they shouldn't wear their stilettos. Spoiled Elena is not happy with that. She's like, whatever y'all doing, I'm not going. And the next morning comes, and lo and behold, she didn't go. Spoiled Elena and Jerky Jasmine did not go. They went to, Mika took the girls to a shooting range, a gun range, and Jerky Jasmine and Spoiled Elena did not go. Now, the two people who would have an issue of not going were Christy and Tanya, but they ended up going. Christy and Tanya, they have issues with Mika because she shoved food in one of the in Christy's face, and she claimed she peed in Tanya's drink. And they have issues with guns. So if they didn't show up, I would have understood if they decided they weren't going to go to the gun range. But they went to the gun range anyway. Tanya said that a 14-year-old shot her father and killed him with a gun. And Christy said that her ex-boyfriend had held a gun to her. He held it in her mouth. They was arguing or whatever, and he put a gun to her mouth. So those two have issues with guns, and they have issues. Well, they had an issue with Mika. So I could understand if they didn't go to the gun range, but they ended up going anyway. But the Spoiled Elena and the Jerky Jasmine, they decided to just stay in town, walking around town drinking coffee. Something that they can do in LA. But that's what they wanted to do, so that's what they did. That's so disrespectful. I mean, I wouldn't want to go to a gun range. I've been in the military. I've shot a gun before, but I wouldn't want to go to a gun range. But if that's the planned activity, then I would have gone to the planned activity. You know, that's just so disrespectful. Anyway, the next outing they went to was a gold mine, and they decided to go to that. Spoiled Elena and Jerky Jasmine, they decided to go to that too. They decided to go to that. So while they're there, they're bitching and complaining that Spoiled Elena is like, when are we leaving? And Jerky Jasmine is like, I want to go to a cave. Now this heifer is afraid of a ghost, but she wants to go to a cave. A cave is dark, damp, wet walls, dark, water falling from the ceiling, and a cave is filled with bats and rats. I bet you she would not go to the daggone cave. I don't know. She just want to have something to bitch about, and that's the only thing she could say. She's such a jerk. She should go to the damn cave all by herself. Anywho, while they're there, Tanya gets a call from her agent, and I guess they left her a voice message, so she played the voice message for the group, and it said that she booked a commercial, and they had started shooting the next day, so she had to leave. So she said bye y'all, and she left. And everybody was happy for her that she got the commercial, and they told her bye. And Christy piggybacked on that. She's like, oh, I want to go help you pack. And Christy left out too. I don't blame her. Who wants to play in the dirt? Not me, but that's the activity Mika planned, so hey. So Jasmine and Jasmine and Spoiled Elena were annoyed that Christy left, even though Christy lectured them to stop bitching about the activity. She ended up leaving with Tanya. So the next outing was the last night that they're there in Placerville. They went to a bar, and Jasmine and Jerky Jasmine and Spoiled Elena, they're not happy. Jasmine is saying that people are drunk and they're looking at her. I did not see anybody drunk, and I didn't see anybody paying her any mind. But she said this is her worst nightmare, to come to a bar where people are drunk and looking at her. She's such a jerk. I can't get enough of saying that. She's a jerk. So anyway, they're sitting at the bar talking, and they're, you know, what was it? Christy was telling Elena to just relax and enjoy herself. And then Mika said to them, are you guys arguing? And Jerky Jasmine said, mind your business. She just asked a question, and Jasmine's like, mind your business. So anyway, Mika has a surprise for Jasmine. There's a lady on stage singing, and I'm hot, and I have my AC on, and I'm sweating. Anyway, yeah, there's a lady on stage singing. Her name is Jillian, and she was on American Idol with Jasmine. And she's the lady is a friend of Mika's, and Mika knew that Jillian was on American Idol with Jasmine, so she set it up. So she goes over to Jasmine. Mika goes over to Jasmine and said, do you know who that is that's singing? And Jasmine looks at the lady and she goes, oh my gosh, that's Jillian. I was on American Idol with her. And she got all emotional, and she was, she was happy that she got to see Jillian. And Mika, tell her that, you have a great voice, you should, sing also, and get over your fear of singing or whatever, and sing also, and you have a great voice. And Jasmine's like, oh, thank you, and she got all emotional, but she still didn't apologize. I still want her to apologize to Mika for calling her a whore, prostitute bitch. I still want that apology. Anyway, Mika asked Jasmine if she wants to go on the patio and talk to Jillian, and she says yes. So they go off on the patio to talk to Jillian. So while they're off on the patio at the bar, it's Elena, Christy, and Tara. And Tara's telling them how, before she married Joe, they used to go to bars just like the one that they're in, and how much fun they used to have. And Elena had the nerve to fake yawn in Tanya's face. And Tanya says, am I boring you? And Elena's like, I can't believe I left LA where my kids and my husband, are, and come here to be dragged around to do all these activities that I'm not interested in doing. And I want to go home. Spoiled Elena. So Tara said, well, I think we all should stick together. Of course they should stick together. They're in a town where they don't know anybody. How are you just going to walk off by yourself? So she gets up, Elena gets up, Spoiled Elena gets up and walks out of the bar, and Christy and Tara follows her. And when they get outside, they're arguing. They're arguing because they're trying to, tell Spoiled Elena, that ever since you got here, your attitude suck. You've had a sucky attitude. And she's saying, well, we're doing all these activities that I'm not interested in doing, and blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that. And they end up arguing, and Elena finally says, F you, Tara, and walks off. And Tara goes right back at you, and her and Christy walks up towards the bar. And that was the end of the episode. Crazy. But these episodes from Little Women LA, it's kind of dull, kind of boring. One thing I'm glad about is that Jaw wasn't in this episode, even though last episode he was the reason that it was interesting. I'm glad he wasn't in this episode at all. I don't want to ever see him again. I don't want him to be on camera. Tanya can mess with him off of camera. Don't mess with him on camera. Nobody want to see King Ja. No. So that's the only thing I was glad about. But it's kind of dull too. And I thought there was going to be an episode with, I think Tanya pushed Christy into a pool. I don't know. But we didn't see that. So hopefully that's coming up. More arguing. Anyway, I will be here. I'll be back next week to do another review on Little Women of LA. Thank you very much for watching. See you next time. Bye.